Live to live night news. If you're a lot like me, then you might not like you. Welcome to another episode of Hours of Clarity Recovery Talks podcast. Today we have a woman that I met through Recovery Baseball, and she's been an outstanding member in the NA community. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Kelsey. I go to NA.
right?
Yeah.
I am an addict.
Yeah, I'm an addict.
Yeah. So today, so we were just on the topic of acceptance around here. It's Monday, so it's a new topic at Brentwood. But I just wanted to kind of like hear your story. You know, where you came from. Like, have you been in Windsor your whole life?
Yeah, I actually grew up around Brentwood, so I was what they call a Brentwood baby. I was here like at 2 years old. The first time I went on program, I was actually the youngest person ever go on program. I was 14 years old.
Oh wow! So you've been through Brentwood too?
19 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it so much I kept coming back.
Yeah, outstanding veteran.
Yeah. No, not really.
Yeah,
But
well, it is what it is.
yeah.
Sober today is what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I went through like a lot of platforms. Because I grew up in Brentwood, I didn't know that there was other ways. Right.
Yeah.
And Brentwood's amazing. Brentwood saves lots of lives, but sometimes it's just not for everybody.
Right. I always say too, it doesn't matter what program.
Yeah.
Right? Like as long as somebody's doing something to better their lives, that's what really matters, right?
100%. Yeah. Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And then what works for you might not work for somebody else, and just being like accepting of that, right?
Right.
I find if you don't have an open mind, like essentially you're blind. Right. So if you're blind, you can't see like miracles around you, or maybe other things that might work for you.
Yeah.
Or you judge people on what works for them, but ultimately the end goal is just to become a better person and stay clean.
Right. Yeah, working on character defects and becoming a wholesome person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, doing the right things, not so much making those same decisions that put you back in the downward spirals.
Yeah, because there's a very big difference between being clean and living clean.
Oh, 100%. So they call it the dry alcoholic or the dry addict.
Yeah, like I know lots
White
of people.
knuckling.
Yeah, I know lots of people that have lots of clean time, but they're making the same mistakes, or they're still assholes.
Yeah.
And I know people who have like 10 days clean, and they're like really beautiful people.
Right.
So
I always say too, the most sober person today is the one who set their alarm clock the earliest. You
think so?
I do believe that, because it's like you could have 30 years clean, but like you said, you could be a very negative person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
where it's
absolutely.
like the person that's working on themselves on a daily basis, they might have only been clean for a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's really just differentiates on how you're working your program and how you're working on bettering yourself. So I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
So what did you kind of go through as a youngster, and like how did you find your DOC? No,
that's a great question. First, I never really got to be a youngster.
Yeah.
I grew up really, really quick. So I grew up in a really, really abusive home.
Okay.
Lots of like yelling, screaming, physical abuse, toxic relationships. And then, so when I was a baby, I went to daycare. I don't remember a lot, so this is like what was told to me. I went to daycare, and I told my daycare teacher that I was being touched at home. Okay. And this is really important because I have a biological father who I called Dad.
Yeah.
And I had a man who raised me who I called Papa. And I kept adamantly saying it, Dad.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was like, when I look back now, that was like my first higher power moment.
Yeah.
Because you look back when bad things happen to you, and you're like, why wasn't God there for me?
Meanwhile, that came out of you because
something was looking out for me.
Right. And you had the courage to speak up.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that me speaking up mattered much, unfortunately. So kind of what happened was, because I was so young, and this is a little graphic, but when you go through something like that at such a young age, there has to be medical evidence. So because my hymen wasn't broken,
right,
we had to go to court. It wasn't like a shut and closed case.
Right.
My dad had other victims who were supposed to come forward, one of them being my aunt, and she no-showed the day of court. So we lost our court case.
Yeah.
So my mom took me with my papa, and we hid for years.
Wow.
And then a warrant went out for my mom's arrest, so my mom had to give her own daughter to someone who she knew that would abuse them
Wow.
or go to jail. And the hard part is it's so if she went to jail, like then my biological father would have had full custody of me. So
No kidding.
yeah, so that was, I used to be very resentful, but like, you know, working on myself and having a better relationship with my mom.
Yeah.
I can't
How old
imagine.
were you when she ended up going to jail?
She never went to jail. She had to give me over.
Right.
I think I can only remember grades.
Right.
So I was like, I was fresh. I think maybe like, you know, I might have been like 5 or 6 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
And then,
Scary.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The abuse like did continue, but I never talked about it. I would do weird things though, and like I didn't remember anything.
Yeah.
So things would happen and I would block them out within like a minute.
Wow.
When I started doing trauma therapy, when I got clean,
Yeah.
this last time around, a lot of memories came, and I was like, oh, okay, like so, you know, I was like forced to drink alcohol and drugs so that I would forget things, or so that it was easier to do things to me.
Yeah.
And then my dad.
And that's
stopped,
as a child?
Yeah, definitely under the age of like 10, and then I totally forgot about it. And then my dad came, so he fucked off again, and then came around when I was like 12.
Yeah.
And then started seeing me, but like not consistently. Like he was like a deadbeat. Like
Yeah.
he'd say he'd come, but he wouldn't come. And
Yeah.
you know, he had 2 other kids. I have a brother, and I have a baby sister from him.
Yeah.
Who's 8 years younger than me. And I started coming around a lot more because I wanted to build a connection with my other younger sister.
Right.
And then like I remember we were like, hey, my dad was a horse guy.
Mm-hmm.
We were chilling in the barn, and I was mad at him. I said, you never fucking see me. And he said, well, because your mom lied, said I molested you. And I was like, my mom lied? And I believed him.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't remember anything.
Yeah.
I blocked it out. And then I go home, and I said, I was yelling at my mom and shit, eh?
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not what happened. This is what happened. And I had to find out for myself because I didn't believe her.
Right.
And when I was 15, or 14, I was on program here.
Yeah.
And my dad took me for a visit, and we ended up, we got to use like, back then I was just like to smoke weed.
Yeah.
I wasn't like doing anything crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But he kept trying to force me to drink alcohol, but I didn't like drinking alcohol at the time because I would throw up.
Right.
I was like, weed, I just eat cookies and I go to bed. Like, that's much better than
Yeah.
puking my face off, right? He would like force me to drink, and he'd get mad, and he's drunk himself. He's getting really mad if I didn't drink, so I was like forced to. And then we were chilling at a neighbor's house, and he like stripped naked and got into the hot tub.
Yeah.
And had his friend like come in the hot tub, and he was like trying to tell me to come in the hot tub. And but I was faking drinking.
Yeah. So you had your wits about you.
I had my wits about me, and I said no, and then boom, 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 memories, and I felt so unsafe. And
Wow.
and then I ended up I still slept at his house that night, but I remember one of my aunts was like, you're gonna sleep in my room tonight. And I never knew why she did that, and I'm almost positive she was a victim herself.
She's protecting you.
Yeah, she was protecting me as much as she knew how.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that's when that's around the last time that I saw him.
Yeah.
And then in high school, my little sister came to me. She was doing shit that just didn't make sense.
Right.
And I said, has Dad ever done something to you?
Yeah.
And I won't share her story, but it was very similar to mine.
Yeah.
And so I did what my aunt would never do for me.
And you showed up.
And I showed up, and I said I'd be a witness. And basically, he relinquished all his parental rights so that we wouldn't go to court because he knew he was fucked.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, all of my dad's side didn't believe me or my sister. So they kind of disowned us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. My grandma still tries to keep in contact with me. She's old, and
Yeah.
I love her. She was a really big part of my childhood.
Right.
She's a really big part. But I have to, weigh things when I see her. I enjoy being around her. I love her, but then I leave and I get mad.
Yeah, of course.
So
It kind of feels like a sense of abandonment when
all over again, because she
Yeah.
still hangs out with him.
Yeah.
My own brother still hangs out with him,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, it's always this is the story of my life. I believe you, but I have a different experience.
Right.
So to me, you know,
Like, how are you going to support the abuser? Yeah.
yeah, but they don't think he is.
I know,
you
which
know,
is
which is crazy. So, you know, what did I start doing? You have to understand. So I was nervous about coming here because I want to share my story.
right.
And I don't want anybody to be offended.
Right.
You have to understand, I grew up around here a long time.
Yep.
And it was very different when I came here.
Yeah.
And there was very different rules.
How old are you now?
I'm 33.
Okay, so yeah, we're talking like what, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, something.
Yeah, and then you know I came back in my 20s here and there
Right,
and
right.
stuff, and you know I was like dude, my sister's middle name is Paul after Father Paul Charbonneau. Like
Okay, yeah.
my family runs deep here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're like OGs here, you know.
Yeah.
But back then things were really different.
Yeah.
There was different beliefs. You know, like mental health didn't exist 15 years ago,
Right.
especially here,
Yeah.
where it does now, and that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love the growth.
Yeah.
But I was scared to come here because I want to be honest about my story.
Right.
So my mom, so you know they have direction and things like that. My mom was asked permission for everything.
Mhm.
My mom found out I was smoking pot when I was 15 years old, and her direction was to kick me out of the house.
Mhm.
Hindsight, yeah, I could have just stopped smoking weed.
Well, that's a little more difficult than said. Easier said than done.
Yeah. And I did the program, right,
Yeah.
already. And at that time, it was just a here and there thing, you know.
Mhm.
What I really need was counseling and therapy and trauma support,
Yeah, emotional support.
100%. But because she was given direction to kick me out, that's what happened. So
Right.
I was living on my own at 15 years old. I was
Scary for a young female, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
You know, I was going to school, working 2 jobs, still playing sports in high school.
Yeah.
And living on my own, paying my bills, cooking my food, like at 15.
yeah.
And I felt so grown up then, but I look back at that now and I'm like, damn, I was just a baby doing all that.
100%.
So with the freedom of having my own apartment, I was like, yeah, everybody could come here and party.
Yeah.
And that's when
It
I
really
was like,
kicked in.
I got introduced to, I was always like, you know, MDMA, ecstasy, those were my big ones.
Yeah.
Pot, alcohol, but I never thought I had a problem because I wasn't doing it all the time.
And you're still going to work.
Still going to work, still going to school. I was doing more things than anybody else I knew.
Right.
Like really.
So on the surface, it's like
Yeah.
she has it together.
Yeah. And then also like my friends were like, oh, my mom grounded me
Yeah.
and like things like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, but you know how you're going to eat tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'd literally go sing at the corner. There was a market around my high school.
Yeah.
And I'd sing in front of the market for change to buy food.
Wow.
You know? Like
Yeah.
I had real shit.
That happened.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's my anxiety. So I had real problems.
That's right.
And to me their problems weren't real.
Yeah.
You know, so I also felt like alone.
Yeah, or minuscule on the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so then
Nobody to relate to.
No.
Yeah.
And then, you know, at this time in high school, because, you know, before my dad relinquished his rights, he was stalking me and trying to, like, make me scared and stuff.
Wow.
So I'd be, like, walking to my home and he'd be, like, following me in his car and shit, right?
That kind of also, too, doesn't really put much trust and faith in the law,
No.
right? After being through all that.
No.
It's like, you're like, even if I was to call the police, what's really going to happen?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I used to be angry at cops, but I met a few good ones.
Yeah, well, for sure. It's like if they, like, and it doesn't stop there. It's like they can do their part of it, but then the whole justice system afterwards, it's like, so on the surface, it's like, yeah, we can say, you know, the police didn't do this or they're not going to do that. But even if they do press charges or start the initial process, it's still up to the court system
Yeah,
afterwards, right?
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
follow through.
absolutely. And there's, you know, like, bro, I remember this one time. Me and my brother John, we grew up 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we were drinking and driving. We got caught,
Yeah.
you know, and I like went like this to the cop. I said, I said, I know we have a drink. This is when we're like 18 and 20 or
Yeah.
something like that. So I promise we'll go to Brown Flag. I promise.
Yeah.
He let us walk. He said, park the car.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't even impound the car, bro. He just let us go.
Wow.
Now, we didn't go.
Yeah. You probably came back, picked up the car next day?
Yeah, and then we went to another party.
Yeah.
The next day, started drinking, driving again. But there's so many odd times where I'm like, oh, God hates me. If God existed, he wouldn't do those things.
Right.
But like, no, he was there the whole time.
That's right.
And I truly believe, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, why did God do that to me? And because God knows who you'll become after.
That's right.
So we have to suffer sometimes.
In order to heal.
In order to heal and in order to help other people.
Yeah, the struggle represents the path in which you appreciate the life that you make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For me this time, like I said, I tried recovery a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest reason why it's working for me this time is because I have a relationship with a higher power.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to get there. I was very resentful too.
Like they say, you don't have to be religious to pray.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
It started for me. Listen, when people hear the word God, they're like, ugh, it's scary.
I don't know why. So this is the thing. For me, it's a beautiful thing. Like for the positive and negative energy. Like you think back to when you're a child, and I tell people this all the time, right? You see a toddler, and you see them, hit their brother or sister, or break the toy, or freak out, and like being bad, right? Or you see that same toddler trying to give a chooch or a half-eaten cookie or a hug and a kiss, and like trying to offer their toys to their friends or brother or sister, right? So you see the good and the bad. They can't speak. They can't read, right? So like you're illiterate at this point in your life. So what inside of you knows what's right and wrong?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're born with this good and evil inside of you. It's what we choose to do with it as we grow, and we always have this spiritual sense in us. It's just not something that like people profoundly let rise to the surface. It's like we're pushing it down, self-will, run riot. It's like I'm going to do what feels good now for me, right? Like whatever it is, and then that develops inside of you, the temptation, the initial, the quick fix, the feelings, the instant gratification. All these things are profound in life in addicts because we practice them instead of listening. Like, so there's a voice. It sounds like me in my head. It's in a whisper. It always leads me to do negative things eventually. It's like, even if it's with good intentions, somehow it messes up my life when I just listen to my first impulses. Instead, there's this enlightening feeling when I do the right things in life and I include other people. It's like I feel lighter. I feel good about myself. There's no voice about it, and I think that's the difference for me anyway between this good and evil thing. Like if I start listening in my head, it goes right wrong quickly. And I've been doing that since I was a kid. Always hearing this little temptational voice in my mind, and I want this, I want that, have a tantrum, do this, do that, freak out, get what I want, manipulate, deceive, lie, and it's loud and profound. Where
what age are you talking about?
I'm talking about like 5 to now.
See,
like,
and that's where I feel different.
Right.
Because
so
you're just a kid.
Right. Well, there's
Kids
that.
have tantrums.
Of course.
That's not self-will when you're a kid.
But have you ever been in the store and demanding your father or mother to get you something or you're not leaving?
Have I ever been a kid? Of course.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I've done these things. I know how I kind of felt in the moment. And for me, it was the same as when I was, like, manipulating the $100 out of your pocket at 16. Do you know what I mean? It's like the feeling, but the circumstances are all different.
No, and I totally hear what you're saying. I just think it's really important to touch on the fact that because I know this program.
Right.
So I know a lot of the people believe, like, well, I was born an alcoholic.
Okay, so that I don't necessarily agree with. I think that the life circumstances will definitely envelop a person into becoming one thing or another. There's a lot of influence. A child is innocent.
Yes.
Yeah.
We agree. For me, I've never met an addict who hasn't went through something in their life.
100%.
So for me, I really, really like my message. People, what's your message? What's your, you know what I mean?
Right.
My message is to deal with your fucking trauma. Because unless you deal with your trauma, your program really, like, it will only probably work when things are going well.
And I think that's why God scares people.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the root of some of these issues, it is so spiritual to a sense of, like, if you walk through those emotions and those feelings and you can get through some of them deep-rooted memories of whatever it is, it's so profoundly like amazing when you come through the other side.
Yeah.
So it's either you, like, how can you think you could do that alone?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it takes a long time to get there. Like when I started with my relationship with my higher power, I was reading the step book, and I'm hearing people talk, and someone sat me down one day and they said, "Do you believe you can control everything?"
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
So did I at some point.
I was like, yeah, whatever I say, I can do. I used to get awards for when I was a kid, like, instead of like, like the class of the, or the student of the month or whatever, they would do topics, and every single year I would get dedication.
Right.
Because when I say I was going to do something, I would do it, right?
Right.
And then then this guy goes, "Can you control when it rains?"
Mm-hmm.
I went, no. He's like, "Okay, can you control when it snows?" No. He's like, "Okay. So do you believe that the weather is greater than yourself?" I said, "Yeah."
There's your higher power.
There's your higher power.
For now.
Right. And it doesn't always have to be God, but you use the word God, people get scared because it's their trauma speaking, right?
That's right.
And they're resentful because they've been through shit, and they're like, "Why me?"
Feel like it was abandonment from God, yeah?
Of course, but God doesn't do bad things to people.
Right.
Bad thing and bad people and bad entities, that's what's doing the bad shit.
So let me ask you this then, because I've had this moment through the shit that I've been through.
Yeah.
Similar experiences, different circumstances when I was younger, whatever, right? I honestly used to hate the fact that other people didn't have to live like I did. And then I realized at some point in my life, and maybe you feel the same way, that whatever I went through was hopefully to save somebody else who struggles with it. Like, no matter what, I hear something that I can relate to here, and it's like bam, 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 taking memories off the shelf, right? And then allowing that person not to feel alone or whatever they're going through, right? And maybe help guiding them to some sort of a hope, right? Because that's like what I think matters most in recovery is hope. If you can hold on to that at the beginning of your recovery, and you have hope for a better future, hope for living, hope for love, hope for whatever you aspire to be, you're going to make it. It's just a matter of time, right? If you can hold on to that hope, right? So I don't know if you feel the same way with what you went through and the meaning and purpose behind it.
To be honest, I've yet found a person, I just shared like this much, like there's a lot I've been through. I haven't really met yet someone who's been through something similar, but I do feel what I have to offer is the ability not to make excuses. Yeah. Because it's so easy to justify why I should be able to use drugs.
Right. I like the way you put that.
But it is. Yeah. It's like, oh well.
I should be able to do this.
I should be allowed. Yeah. Look at everything I went through. This is my reward.
Yeah. How could you be upset with me?
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, of course that's what she's doing. Look at the things she's been through. Like truly. But I feel like what it's done, it's gave me the ability to meet people where they're at.
Right.
For example, like a lot of people want to stop drugs, but they don't want to stop pot because they don't think pot's a drug. Yeah. Okay, cool. Are you still becoming a better person? Right. Are you, open-minded?
This just happened to me yesterday. I'm not going to say names, but a person that I've known for a while. Yeah. He's smoking weed, and like we pull up or whatever, right? And I'm like, "Were you just smoking weed?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I thought you knew that about me." I'm like, "No, I didn't, but okay." Yeah. Like, I don't have a judgment on it.
Yeah. It
like,
I change your opinion on
it? No, 100% no. Because it's like, I can't, because I'll be lazy, I procrastinate, I end up isolating. Next thing you know, it's crack, cocaine, and I'm in a fucking hotel room, and I don't have a job anymore. Yeah. So, no, smoking weed 6 months later is a problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? It might not be an issue for the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah. But eventually, I'm not going to feel so good as a human being. Yeah. Because I'm not on time. I'm not making sure things are accountable in my life. I'm avoidant, right? Yeah. Yeah. It becomes a fucking problem.
Yeah. No, same here. And I
loved it.
I've tried every way that I've tried to self-will and manipulate a recovery program. Yeah. I've tried every single way.
Well, when you say 19 times, I believe you.
Yeah, like only on vacation. I'll do this instead of this. Yeah. I'll do all of this, but I won't do the steps. I can do this on my own. I won't go to meetings. Yeah. I have tried every way, and then this time around, right? Because
how long has it been now that you've been sober?
I'll be 4 years clean on April 7th. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. My rock bottom, though, dude.
Isn't it amazing how you can keep setting that bar lower and lower?
Yeah.
Like throughout life?
Oh, yeah. You think at the bottom, there's always a fucking basement, man.
Right.
So, Yeah, no, I've hit many rock bottoms. I mean, shit, I've, you know, I've got run over by cars because I was drunk and violent.
Mm-hmm.
I
want to hear this. Give me a story. Like, what do you mean you got run over by a car, drunk and violent?
Yeah.
Like, did you step out into the street or something?
No. Long story short, I was drinking with my sister.
Yeah.
And I got really drunk and violent.
Yeah.
And then I started a fight with her. I put my hands on her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was trying to run away and get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And she went in the car, and she locked the door, and I'm trying to
Oh my.
pull it open, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't let go, and she like took off,
Oh.
and I'm running with the car, and then I rolled on over, and my
Ooh.
sister ran me over.
Ow.
So I broke my my eye orbital. My jaw got fucked up. I had 3rd-degree road burn all over my body.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I didn't matter. I still drank and used.
Wow. Lessons.
Yeah, I've almost I've been institutionalized,
Mhm.
not by jail, but like by mental health programs.
Okay.
Uh,
So psych ward kind of thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I've been there.
You know,
Yeah.
although this is a great place, it's still an institution. Rehab's an institution.
Of course it is.
Been in rehab lots of times. What else, God? I have put myself in situations where I could have died many times because I thought that I was invincible.
Yeah.
The only reason I haven't got to, you know, experience jail is I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
I could have easily.
So you talked about MDMA and ecstasy being
Yeah.
like a main thing for you when you were
Yeah.
a teenager. What did it evolve into?
Yeah, I was always just partying. I remember. All right, so this is going to be a long-winded thing.
Perfect.
So
I love it.
I know you love to talk a lot.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm partying, whatever. I'm living with this my ex piece of shit. I
Okay.
actually ran into him not too long ago, and he was
Is that his first name?
piece of shit.
Yeah. What's his last name? Right?
I won't give the tea, but yeah, no, he wasn't great to me, man. None of the guys I've ever dated were very great to me, except for my husband. My husband's saved my life. But yeah, so I'm
Good
living
for
with,
you.
Thank you. I'm living with this guy, whatever, super toxic, blah blah blah. Found I was pregnant, kicks me out.
Oh wow.
So I'm on the streets and I'm pregnant and I lost a baby.
Oh.
And then
How old are you at
this
this?
time I was like 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a baby.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So then I was staying with this roommate, whatever, fucked off to Bell River. Literally someone just lives in Bell River and she was just like, yeah, you can come to my house. I have like 3 parties to go to this week. I was like, cool. I had a ride there. I had no plan on getting back. Like I literally didn't know what I was going to fucking do. But
Just get there.
Just get there. My will to party
Yep.
was more important.
100%.
So I something was wrong, dude. I couldn't I couldn't party even though I wanted to. I felt so fucking sick. Whatever, that happened for like 2 days. People are drinking. All I could do was smoke weed, even though I wanted to do everything else.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was like green. And
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So I called my mom. But this is back when I thought my mom never did anything for me, by the way.
Right.
Here my mom is, like, dropped everything when I died to come pick me up in fucking Bell River.
Yeah.
Sees me, I'm green, rushes me to the hospital. It turns out I had a kidney infection. I didn't know, I didn't take care of it, and now I'm septic. So I almost died.
Yeah, you're pretty much blood's like you running poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And my
not
mom
good.
would bring, like, this one real closed. I'm like, this is when I'm smoking cigarettes. They won't let me smoke cigarettes in the hospital. But
no
now
kidding.
I'm mad. I'm like, you're doing this just because it's me.
Yeah. Isn't it funny to look back at?
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to
Well, you-
wheel out
yeah.
my wheelchair when I broke my leg in 4 places. I'd be outside smoking cigarettes and
Yeah.
I'd hear my name on the PA system. It's like they're waiting for me to go into surgery and I'm out there puffing. Yeah.
They wouldn't even let me go outside, man. And I was just like, that's bullshit.
I'd sneak right out.
Yeah, and she's like, no, I couldn't. I was hooked
Did
up.
you have?
I
I was
dying.
going to say
I
it's
was
either
literally-
you're hooked up to the bed or you have a permanent security guard because that's end up happening to me.
Yeah, no, they didn't give me a security because I was so out of it. Like I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying there trying to save my life, so I couldn't even like be a bitch, even though I felt bitchy, right?
Yeah.
And then when I finally started feeling better and whatnot, so my mom brought me whatever, and all these women came from Brentwood, and they're just trying to be nice to me and shit, and I was just like, get the fuck out of my room.
Yeah. Going through it.
Yeah, I'm like, give me a cigarette, like, whatever. So, at this time, so what happens medically is like sometimes you'll get a kidney infection because you don't know you have a UTI.
Okay.
UTIs are really easy if you don't do things after you have sex.
Right.
What happened is I was sexually assaulted by somebody, and that's why I fucked off to Bell River.
Okay.
And I told people who this was, and he came to the house in front of my roommate and apologized.
Oh wow.
And then my roommate said that didn't happen.
Why?
A long time, because she was. I don't know.
People are so
I ran
weird.
into her recently, and she actually apologized for that. But yeah, like basically, you know, once again, I'm a teenager. This guy's like 36 years old, whatever, you know. And so that's why I went to Bell River, blah blah. So I was scared because people were messaging me like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you. We're gonna beat you up, blah blah." Now my stalking triggers are coming because of what my dad did to me, and I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, why don't you go live with your Uncle David for a bit? Like, maybe he'll take you in. My Uncle David lives in Montreal. Okay, so my Uncle David, one of my favorite people in the world, he took me in because that's what my family does. My family's very loyal.
Yeah.
But he wasn't ready for, you know, what I was and how young I am, and also at the same time, my uncle just did five years in El Paso prison.
Right.
Which is like a hard prison, so he's not
mentally equipped.
No.
Yeah. I know the burden of responsibility, as tough as someone could be, like me being in and out of jail my whole life.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you give me the responsibility of raising my daughters.
Yeah.
I am a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I am so scared of that.
Yeah.
100%. Like my daughter's talking about moving to Windsor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she's doing what teenagers do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally scared of the idea.
And it's scary, too, because, like, your kid could just be a normie. It's like, yeah, doing what teenagers do. Teenagers fucking experiment and shit.
I know, exactly.
But because of our shit, like,
panic.
oh my God.
Panic world.
What are they doing? No, you're gonna die if you do that.
I know.
Some kids are just normal.
And I try not to micromanage. Do you know what I mean? From a distance?
I'm sure you try. I'm sure you do, though.
Oh, man. I give her the talks, and then I'm thinking in my head, like, am I even doing this right? Like, fuck.
Hey, man, if your heart's in the right place and you're asking, women and men around you,
right,
who you respect, who you're like, that's what I want. That's what I want to be.
Right.
You can't go wrong
100%.
because your heart's in the right place.
So back to Uncle David.
Yeah. So I live with Uncle David. Uncle David brings me to my Aunt Mish. Me and my Aunt Mish are like, that's my twin. You know, like. And so my Aunt Mish is like, so you're gonna live with me because she has kids, and my Uncle David's like, does she go to school? Like, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
How do I pack a lunch?
Yeah, 100%. So I started living with my Aunt Mish and my Uncle Manny, and they raised me for a bit, you know, and it was really nice to be a part of that home.
Taste of normality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's when my drinking got real bad.
Okay.
So they sent me to City Kid, and I go to fucking bumpkin country, fucking don't even have a Taco Bell Napanee.
Yeah.
And everybody goes to the same school.
Oh.
And, you know, I come with piercings and like black and blonde hair, and they're like, oh my God, and you know, that rumors, oh, I heard she's been stabbed before. It never happened.
Yeah.
Like, just because they're so like secluded and shit, right?
And one person says something, it's a telephone game.
Yeah. But like up there, it's like really normal to like smoke weed and drink and like whatever. So I would be up at but it's so country, dude. High school, you're taking a yellow fucking school bus to high school.
Oh wow.
Because they have to pick up everybody on the county roads and shit.
Yeah,
it was country as hell.
Yeah.
And
dirt roads everywhere.
Oh. It's 20-minute drive to your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
So, I was stealing like my aunt's uncle's like booze and like whatever, and I would be drinking it on the bus at 6 a.m. to school.
Oh wow.
Like all the time.
Wow.
And then I would like skip class and go get high and like whatever. And then I got caught and I started going to class. And my cousin JD, who's like a brother to me, he didn't go to class just to like go read and stuff. He was always a really, really good kid.
Yeah.
But in high school, they would call and they'd be like, a student in your grade of 11 didn't. And he'd be like, I went. And I'm like, no, you didn't. And I'd get in trouble. I'd be grounded all the fucking time because they thought I was skipping class.
And meanwhile.
Yeah. Stupid guy forgot. They sent the attendance on the report cards.
Yeah.
And, my manipulative ass is just saying nothing, not reminding him of that.
Yeah.
So I could be like, told you so.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, they raised me for a bit. They got me, like, on track. And then I came to Windsor. Because I was still smoking weed, once again, my mom said, you can't live here.
Yeah.
So I was in like a house or whatever, and then we ended up trying to live together again. During this whole time, alcohol was my DOC, alcohol and pot.
Yeah.
But I would never just drink. I'd always drink to throw up.
Yeah.
I would, before I went out, I would make a bed in my bathroom because I knew I would come home and be sick for hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had like a plan because I knew I would be sick.
As a sober person, getting ready for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, so then I tried living with my mom again. Me and my mom were really toxic at that time.
Yeah.
I was very resentful for her decisions towards me and things. And then, so I met with this guy and trying to get geared to income housing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, you'll be on a wait. My mom's like, well, you're not waiting here.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're an emergency, you get on faster. So my ass went to the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
And I was 18 years old now. Yeah, in the homeless shelter.
Which one?
The one on Bridge Street, the woman's one.
Okay.
They don't exist anymore because they went all to the hotel now. But
yeah,
that shit was hard.
Scary.
I imagine that's kind of what jail might be like. Like,
in a sense.
yeah, like they had like a.
To be honest, jail's cleaner.
Oh, dude, that homeless shelter was bad.
Yeah.
They.
I work at the Mission, so.
I never. Thankfully, I never got to go to the Mission,
Mm-hmm.
but the one on Bridge Street, bro, it was so bad, and you'd have to sleep with your stuff because people would steal your
it.
shit.
Yeah, right away.
And then I'm trying to use the computer to get a job and shit, and this bitch is like on Plenty of Fish, like, and I'm like, can you get off the computer because I actually have goals, and she's like, me too, I'm trying to find drugs. I'm like, oh, okay.
Anyways,
yeah, I was like, you know what, that's fine.
Any fish in the line?
Yeah, literally. So yeah, I'm doing that, and once again, higher power moment. Didn't know it at the time. This girl comes in and she helps people who are homeless, and they said, she goes, "What are your goals?" I said, "I want to learn how to pay my taxes. I want to go to college."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Yeah, I could do that, you know." And she fucking did that for me. She helped me learn how to pay my taxes. I got out of the homeless shelter. There was one of my workers. He was a dude,
Yeah.
And I said, how the fuck am I supposed to find a job? Look at my hair. I have no clothes. I fucking smell.
Yeah.
I'm literally carrying around a backpack. Like, how am I supposed to get a job?
Right.
And he got my hair paid for. He got me an interview outfit, and that's what I did. I started interviewing for different jobs, and another higher power moment.
So cool.
Yeah, 100%. At this time,
That's divine intervention, but maybe
absolutely.
not seeing it.
You don't see that.
No.
You don't see it at the time. You're like, it's owed to me.
Right, or it's just another thing that happens in life, right? Like people just assume that these people come along and are there, and that's their purpose in life. But it's like, no, they're put in that position for a reason, right?
Yeah, and they told me too, like that I helped them with being passionate about their jobs again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like a success story for them, and I did. I started going to college. I went for medical administration. I was back into like fitness, and I was living on my own and blah blah.
And how old are you at this time?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, so it took a little.
And a lot has happened in 6 years.
Yeah. yeah. Still drinking and stuff, you know, but it was just back to partying casually and whatever.
Maintaining.
Yep. Oh yeah, and like even before this, I was living. So like one of the times I was on program before any of this happened, I was like living with a roommate, and we were selling lots of dope and shit together.
Yeah.
Okay? I would sell like all the natural stuff because that's how I justified being a good person. Because I didn't sell chemical things. I sold shrooms, pot, whatever.
Yeah,
okay? That's gonna be important.
Came from the ground.
Yeah. You say you like God, He made that, like, right? All that fucked up shit you tell yourself. So that's gonna be important. So
all that fucked up shit you tell yourself, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So whatever, I'm 20 years old now, and I'm single. I'm living like the best version of myself that I've seen in a long time. And then I met my husband, and then I didn't like him when I met him. I didn't. I have a guy best friend. His name's Turner, and he's like, "You like this guy?" And I was like, ugh. He was clean cut, muscles, blonde hair, blue eyes, a gentleman. Yeah. I was like, ew.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, have you been to jail? Where are your where is your brown hair and your brown eyes? on top of that, like, I'll eat you alive.
Yeah.
You know, I need someone who could stick up for themselves and whatnot, you know. So my friend Turner, he goes, and I've known him since grade 4A. This guy knows me inside and out. And he's like, can I pick one for you? Because everyone you pick is fucking
terrible.
Trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, like, I guess, but I'm not really looking for anything. He's like, perfect, because that's when it comes.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
Exactly, yeah.
And this guy has horrible experience in relationships. I have no idea why I'm listening to him.
Yeah.
But he loves me, and I know that.
Yeah.
So then he introduces me to Nathan, and I'm like, meh, you know what I mean? And I start talking to this other guy, Luke.
Yeah.
And because he wasn't doing great, and you know he was on drugs, and I'm like, perfect, that's my type, and
I'll fix you.
Yeah. I'll pay for your whatever, and you know, blah blah blah. And then I don't know, me and Nathan started hanging out and whatnot, and we just clicked. We started doing pranks on each other, and we fell in love, and
that's so cool.
We've been together ever since. You know, I'm 33. We did our 20s together.
Yeah.
You know, so. Although I was drinking and I was a fucking mess. I was a mess. I didn't know my drinking was that bad until like I looked back on it. But like alcohol was a big DOC.
So did you and your husband use together?
Yeah, we drank a lot together.
Okay.
He never got like really mean or anything. Like, you know, he was always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it was like I'm either a really great time or a really bad time.
Yeah, very manic.
Yeah. And he'd be like, okay, Kelsey, it's 4 a.m. Like, it's time to go. And I'm just like, no. And I don't know how I did that on just alcohol. Truly, it was just alcohol at the time.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. I'm talking like
powering through the night.
Just as long as I was moving and I didn't sit still, I wasn't going to throw up. Like, I have been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I knew my limits, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing that, like, you know, I was on the verge of alcohol poisoning and, like, all these things that you learned in recovery, like, because there's science behind knowledge and things like that, right? So... whatever, I was a horrible drunk. However, we were drinking together. He wasn't a bad drunk. He tolerated me, you know. And then COVID happened.
Oh, that's a bad time for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like really introduced, like really to cocaine.
Okay.
And well, what the great thing about cocaine is that you can get obliterated drunk and do a line and be sober.
I know, yeah. I know all about that.
Yeah.
One crack token, I'm right back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I used Coke to drink more.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it got to, I just did blow.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it got to, I'm staying up for 2-3 days.
Paranoid, anxiety.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know what I really liked about that, my DOC back then is it let me talk about my feelings.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy you say that, is what I have ADHD, and like cocaine does the opposite effect for me.
My husband too, yeah.
So it like makes me like, at first, right, it like zones me right into my emotions. And then I'm like this hyper vigilant talker, and I'm like hyper focused on everything. And then somewhere along the lines the addiction kicks in, and all that mentality starts to fade, and it's just like warping my entire system. And then I become like this schizophrenic, where everyone's out to get me. And
absolutely. And you know, like my husband really didn't even do it, you know, but he also liked that I was nice. And at this time it was just here and there and whatever, and I'm like, fuck baby, it's COVID, it's fuck, everyone's fucking drinking at 9 a.m, like, you know what I mean? It became normalized. And then all of a sudden a summer goes by and I've spent $7,000.
Yeah, exactly.
In one summer. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts. And so I you know, he just said, I don't want to do this anymore, drinking everything. Like, he was just like, I don't really like this anymore, and he stopped. And I was like, how fucking dare you?
Yeah, how can you do that?
Well, but also how dare you, because you know who I was since the beginning, and you expect me to change.
Right.
Because you want to change? I was very selfish.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, you can do that. I'm going to still do my thing, you know? And I was like, okay.
Blatantly,
Yeah, and, you know. So I slowed down a bit. I stopped doing blow for a while, but I was still drinking like a fish, you know? And then I got pregnant.
Okay.
And I think that was the first time I realized how bad alcohol was for me, because I was pregnant and I was thinking about drinking.
Oh my, yeah.
Like, I wasn't going to do it,
yeah,
but it was hard.
What were the withdrawals like?
Oh, I've had like partial seizures.
Oh yeah.
You see people like you hallucinate.
Sometimes people see spiders or bugs.
Yeah. Your skin feels awful.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, it's not great.
Yeah.
I was really sick. I was so weak from my last relapse from coke and alcohol that I literally couldn't like move from my bed, and it was withdrawals, but also it was depression.
Yeah.
I literally soiled myself in my bed because I couldn't get out of my bed.
That sucks.
I know. And there's actually this girl, Kristen, who was a part of the React program at the time, which I'll talk about. She'd call me every 5 minutes. Did you get up yet? This girl didn't even know me.
Yeah.
Did you get up yet?
Another divine intervention moment.
100%.
Yeah.
So, it was good for a while, and then this is also another moment where I realized what powerlessness is.
Yeah.
And so me and my friend got pregnant at the same time. Okay, I lost the baby.
Yeah.
And then she had a healthy pregnancy. Trying to be a good friend, I was like, let's go, let me take you out to lunch, whatever.
Yeah.
Out to lunch, you think you're gonna have a few meals or a meal and you just go home, right?
Right.
We had a meal and I had about 5, 6, 7 drinks.
Oh my.
Right? But that was normal.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I'm gonna drive home.
Wow.
But I could do that. That was very normalized to me.
Yeah.
I'm the best drunk driver, just that awful
I used to say the same shit.
Dumb shit you tell yourself.
Yeah.
When realistically it's like, no, but you could literally kill somebody,
Yeah.
Just the selfishness of it.
Even if they hit you, it's like just the fact of being intoxicated, the blame just lands on you.
Yeah, I know a girl from high school who got killed by a driver, and and it's like it happens more often than you'd even think, and to know that I was that person, like that's a big shame for me. Is that I drove drunk a lot, and not just to my house. I lived in Amherstburg at
Around.
this time. I went from Windsor to Amherstburg a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way home to be a good girl, even though I'm driving drunk.
Yeah.
And it was an outer body like experience. I just turned my car and I literally parked it and walked in the bar. It was like I blacked out or something.
Wow.
And I just drank and drank and drank. I told my husband I was on my way home. Drank and drank. Found blow. And almost 3 days later, I'm in a fucking basement snorting lines with people, and we're talking about business ideas around the kitchen table.
Huh. And no one knows where you are.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerlessness for sure.
Yep. And I have a good man at home.
Yeah.
So I call him and I was like, hey, and he could tell I was fucking rocked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh God. And I heard it in his
You can
voice.
tell him just rocked.
I was rocked, and I still went to work though because I'm a functional addict. Okay.
Showing up and acting like nothing's wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, my boss at the time was also a cokehead, so that helped.
Well, there you go.
So I heard it in his voice, and I asked him, I said, you're gonna leave me, eh? And he's like, well, I can tell you I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, for the whole ride from Windsor to Amherstburg, and I'm like, this is a man who saved my life. This is a man who I love. This is the first person that never broke a promise. This is my soulmate. And I'm thinking, is he worth losing coke and booze over?
Right.
That's how.
Where you're so backwards and thinking, it's
Yeah.
like, is it worth, like, what?
Yeah. And I'm like, but I really had to ask myself, because I'm like, because alcohol and drugs were like a relationship to me.
100%.
And they've been there for me when nobody else was.
Yeah. One way or another, even though they abandon you at the end of the night, and there's a whole bunch of jonesing and withdrawing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't think of that stuff.
No, not at all. It's always that first 10 minutes of a rush.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do on my birthdays? What am I going to do for New Year's? Well, what am I going to do on my Tuesdays?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, you do it Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I used to tell people too when I was younger. I'm like, listen, you party on a Friday.
Yeah.
I've still been partying. It is now Thursday.
Yeah.
The next week.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, where were you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Like, I've been at work. Me too.
Yeah. Right? Like, let's really, like, boil this down.
A loser.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know how to
I'm
party.
living the best life because I'm a winner.
Yeah, it's
no, but so...
That's so funny.
So and then I ultimately made the decision. I said, I don't want to lose you.
Right.
And he said, okay, like, we'll see, because once again 19 times.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
With him at this point, I did.
So what year is this? Around 2020-ish?
This is before we're 2026. It's 2022.
Okay. So this is when you finally said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
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 Enough's enough.
Yeah. And then it's hard, because you change, but people forget they have to change too.
Yeah.
So looking at in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. I'm trying to get clean, but I live with a normie who enjoys smoking pot.
Right.
Right. And we used to smoke pot in the house.
Yeah.
Or we'd go to barbecues and people would be drinking, and I remember it was like my second day of clean. My husband brings me to a barbecue. This guy's drinking 60 of vodka, which is, and this person's smoking weed, and he's like looking at me like I don't understand what the problem is, because I never did a real program before.
Right.
I would be around that stuff because I'm stronger.
Right. You can make it.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to me.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Meanwhile, it's like, no, everybody has to work at it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a learning curve for him too.
Yeah. People, places, and things are a real deal.
Yep. And I had to explain that to him. And then that girl that I got pissed off for calling me all the time, I asked if she could explain it to him, because she's a professional.
Right.
And then so we made changes together, and not only did I start.
And has he been clean for 4 years too?
So he still he smokes like a joint at nighttime.
Okay.
And then I think in the last 4 years I've watched him drink collectively in 4 years maybe 10 twisted teas.
Okay.
We went to Mexico. He had like 1 or 2 beverages.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a problem with it.
Right.
Which of course I'm jealous of.
Well, you know what?
Must be nice.
It must be nice. Exactly. Yeah. Where I look at one and if I have 1 beer, I also will, like, I'm not going to say after the 1, but I know 1's going to lead to 2. And if I even get the slightest buzz, I have a quarter of Coke. Next thing, and it's just onward.
Yeah.
So like, no.
Yeah. But my husband can just have 1.
I wish.
I know.
I wish I could smoke a joint.
Yeah.
And live life.
And you know what? I used to wish that so much too. And I'm on like a new vibe right now where I'm like, I see people that can just have 1 and things, and that must be nice.
Right.
But they'll never experience the connection and love you have in recovery.
100%, because it's wholehearted and it's clarity.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you really break it down, it's like the clarity of my emotions and my peace of mind.
Yeah.
Is so much more holistic than
Yeah.
like any altered mood state, like any mind state that's altered, and my mood, my mind, my emotions, any of that clouded with any sort of a buzz, those feelings aren't real.
Right.
Right? It's a falsehood, and
Yeah.
it's not.
And then even the people that don't have like the problem and they do have a good night and stuff, it's like you will never experience the love that we have in recovery. Like how the unconditional love I have in their rooms, and the high that I get from helping people
Through the fellowship, yeah.
through the fellowship, or just even the benefits of like, hey, I play baseball, and we play with other teams that aren't in recovery,
Right.
and that's great because by the 4th inning they're fucking wasted,
And we're killing them.
and we're killing them.
Yeah.
That's also a beautiful advantage. Like there's so many beautiful
I know me and John were just talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, this tournament, everyone's going to be drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, good. So by the 3rd or 4th inning,
Yeah.
I said we should be able to,
Oh, I'm way more spiritual than that. I'll be sending them alcohol.
Yeah.
You're on me.
Yeah, exactly. Who's got $20?
Yeah,
Let's pitch.
like I just hit a triple, give him 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I just, and it saved my life. I also did a trauma program called React.
Okay.
It really helped me because when I'm in rehab, I'm polyprogram. I can do everything. I wear a mask. It's very easy for me to manipulate everybody.
And float through.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Not even float through. Like be the MVP of fucking
Recovery, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
React makes you work through all of your traumas, and then you have to go live your real life because
Okay.
it's from 9 to like 12, whatever. And then you got the rest of your day, right?
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to do that at meetings and like still do life, still
Right.
go to school, still
Still be responsible.
be responsible, keep your house clean, whatever, right?
Yeah, you're not in the safety bubble.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you go to rehab for 90 days, you got 90 days away from the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I came out of rehab, I went to the Lumberjack, and a table that had nothing to do with me sat next to me,
Yeah.
and they ordered a beer, and I go, oh, the audacity! They're drinking around me. Don't they
you
see
know
me?
who I am?
Yeah, like, but it's like, but shit like that happens.
That's
Man.
it.
You're gonna go out to dinner, people are gonna drink around you. Like that's when your program matters, right?
I know that. It's really weird you say that because like I went home. My dad's an alcoholic, and he's from Sault Ste. Marie, so that's like I go home for a visit, right? And I was shocked that, you know, he didn't smoke dope in front of me, asked me if it's all right if he has a beer. I'm thinking in my head, like...
That's nice of him.
Yeah, very nice of him, right? And I'm thinking in my head, like, buddy, you earned your house. Like, you worked your whole life and put up with a guy like me.
Yeah.
Like, fucking you even asking for it, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of, like, really cool that consideration was there because, you know, I don't know how I would have been if he would have just been balls to the wall with it, right?
He probably knows how hard it is, too, because he said he's an alcoholic.
Right.
He's like, fuck, I can't even do it. What can I do to help, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I always say when people are like, oh, you know, the alcoholic is the inability to give and receive love. And I'm like, yeah, except for my dad. Except for him. And I say this all the time. Like, this man is, like, genuinely the most caring person I've ever met in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, sure, his mood fluctuates and he suffers from alcoholism, but, like, he is there every fucking time.
Yeah.
Without putting himself first.
Yeah, and that's why I agree with the phrase to a certain extent, but everybody's different. Like your dad.
Like, I mean, he is an alcoholic, but, like, for some reason, he, like, raised me and my older brother, no mom, you know what I mean? And, like, the guy fucking put us into hockey, made sure we had clothes, and did all the shit, and showed up on time.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter if he drank until 4 a.m. We were up at 7:30 going to practice. I wouldn't agree with the fact that he was driving today, because I know for a fact he still had blood alcohol level.
Yeah, for sure.
But the fact was, we made it to fucking practice.
Yeah. For me, the definition of, like, an alcoholic, an addict, someone who struggles, is, are you powerless to what you're struggling with, right? Because you can even be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to gambling, right? So that's why, like, in NA, we're all inclusive, right? Like, alcohol is a drug, we don't differentiate.
All of it is.
Right, gambling, like, things like that, right?
Yep.
But it's what works for you. I know lots of NA people that like to go to bingo.
Right.
Because they don't have a problem with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I know I'm powerless to drugs, which include alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'm an addict because and I'm powerless to an extent. If you put a beer in front of me, I'll walk away. Yeah. Right? But I won't put myself in this situation 100 times because I don't know if on the 10th time.
The other 99, exactly.
That I'm going to say no. I don't know.
That's
you know,
right.
Like, God willing and with my hard work.
It's funny when you say that about bingo because I went to bingo a couple times and every time someone calls fucking bingo, I'm pissed. Like, I believe I should win. Every time. Like, and it's not even a joke. Like, I'm that into it.
Yeah, you seem like a competitive guy.
Oh, it is. It's fucking brutal. Like, what do you mean your card filled up first? Yeah. Like, fuck.
Yeah, man. See, like, I can get...
And audibly loud about it, too. Yeah. Bingo, fuck! Like, and people are just looking at me. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. Like, I got a problem.
I don't mind bingo. I don't mind gambling. Like, I'll spend $20. It doesn't bother me. But them carnival games...
Yeah, right.
My husband is like, listen, this is the amount of money we're spending. Because, like, I get competitive.
Have you ever thought of just going up to them and asking them how much is it for the stuffed animal? Because that's what I started doing.
Then you didn't earn it.
I know, but for some reason, buddy, I just don't want to get, like, hooked. You know what I mean? I'm like, how much is that guy?
No, I'll sit there and I'll go until I'm broke. But so that's why I don't do those because I'm also powerless to the carnival games.
The rush, the thrill. Yeah, that's so funny.
Absolutely.
So now that you've been in the rooms and sober for 4 years, what do you find the most attractive thing about recovery is for you? Like, what keeps you in the rooms?
Yeah, watching miracles. Because everybody around me, like, just even the fact that they're there is a miracle. Yeah. The connection. NA gave me a big part of my life back, which is sports. I mean, there's so much, dude. Have you ever been to Orkna?
Yeah, once. It was so cool. Yeah. Thousands of people.
Just that.
Like, having that whole room, everyone's cheering in different sections and stuff. Like, buddy, that was exhilarating.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, shit like that.
Yeah, I'm going this year, too. Actually, I'm going to go with Wayne.
Oh, love that. So I'll see you there.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, you have to go. It's life-changing. Yeah. There's a place I'm not allowed to talk about that, you know, if you're special, you get invited kind of thing. Yeah. That place got me clean. Okay.
Is it like the retreat thing? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so there's so many things that, like, in the rooms that keep me clean, but outside of the rooms, like, I make people proud. Yeah. I can help people. I've brought in people that I've used with to meetings. Who are, like, successful today.
Right, so watching that newcomer.
Yeah, 100%, and just, like, sharing my story, and, like, honestly, like keep coming back and keep coming to the rooms. Like, why? Because like if I don't, I'll die. Like, it is that serious. I went to Orkna and there was a speaker there. I'll never forget this line. I use it all the time, and I don't take credit for it. I don't lie. I'm like this, but I say this line, and you know, it's like when you go and jump out of an airplane, it's just a suggestion to pull the airplane chute, the parachute.
Yeah.
It's just a suggestion.
You don't have
But
to.
if you don't do it, you'll fucking die. So it's just a suggestion not to date people in the rooms. It's just a suggestion to do 90 and 90.
Yeah.
It's just a suggestion to go to meetings, get a home group, get a sponsor, right? But the alternative is you might fucking die.
That's right.
And I've watched people die.
Yeah.
Too much. So, like, I want to live, and I don't want to just live. Like, I don't want to just like survive. Like, I want to live.
Right.
Like, dude, I have money to, and it's so like small.
And experience life
Absolutely.
as you're living.
Yeah, like my nieces and my nephews, they fucking love me. That's amazing, you know. I've this year has been incredibly hard for me.
I tell people all the time, I don't want to exist.
Yeah.
I want more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that you have to. It's so easy to work a program when things are going, like, let's say you don't have a job yet because recovery hasn't given that gift to you. It's easy to go to meetings.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But when you
juggle that with 80 hours every 2 weeks, and
yeah, it's hard.
It is.
You still gotta do it, but you gotta be gentle with yourself too. So this year, Matt, I've experienced a lot of death. You know, so the man who I just talked about, my husband, my aunt's husband, his name's Manny.
Yeah.
He died, and it wasn't pretty. You know, he had cancer, but recovery allowed me to be there for him when he was dying.
Yeah.
And be there for my aunt and my cousins who are like my siblings, and
that was the uncle that took you in?
yeah.
Yeah.
Without recovery, I wouldn't have done that. He was so proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then a month after that, my dog died.
Oh,
Right.
best friend.
And then 2 weeks ago, I had a miscarriage.
Oh.
So it sucks and it's sad, but I know I'm going through this because I know God knows what will become.
Mm-hmm.
But program is so important because shit like this happens, and if you don't work a program, you will relapse when life isn't good.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it's not always going to be good.
It's easy to do it when things are fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it was easy for me after I had a miscarriage and it's physically painful and I'm emotionally distraught? Do you think I wanted to reach out to people, go to meetings?
Of course not.
Fuck no.
No, it's easier to clam up and
Yeah, but I
stay
had
close,
to.
yeah.
And then I did the steps.
Mm-hmm.
When my uncle passed away,
Yeah.
I literally did the recovery baseball tournament,
Right.
and I stayed connected, and I
You did what you had to do
I
to
do
get
what
through.
I have to do,
Yeah.
so because it's not always going to be fucking easy.
And it goes right back to what you just said about the suggestions.
Yeah.
You know, because the alternative, if I don't do what they suggest by staying connected and reaching out and talking through all these emotions and all these trials and tribulations, I could die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I refuse to let life circumstances be an excuse to me.
That's right.
I have so many things to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
I work at a place with extremely vulnerable people
Yeah.
with disabilities. I'm not only trusted to be an employee, I'm trusted to coordinate the entire group home there.
Right.
The parents like me. My manager,
Look how responsible she is.
yeah. My manager, mentors me.
Yeah.
He meets me with kindness, love, and grace constantly.
Yeah.
People think I'm like smart and funny and nice and caring, and I'm starting to actually feel those things about me.
You get to
too.
believe them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to believe them, you
Yeah.
know. I work really hard. I own a business outside of,
What business is this?
it's called the Tooth Fairy of Windsor. I do teeth whitenings.
Shut the front door!
Yeah, that's me. I do teeth whitenings and tooth gems and stuff, and I offer 20% off to anybody in recovery, so that's another reason how I give back.
Wait a minute. So are you like a dental person?
No, you don't need a dental, you need training. It gets more of like a certificate rather than a diploma, but I've been doing that for like 10
So you
years.
can make these all white again?
I sure can.
Wow, buddy.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason for this podcast. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, but even my business partner, man, when I opened up, when I made it like more, like professional, like with a
Yeah.
shop and stuff.
Yeah.
My business partner had to watch me fucking snort rails off the, you know, I wasn't a good business.
So everybody that was in your life has got the chance to see two sides of you.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Absolutely.
Because it's awesome as a recovering addict to get to
Yeah.
live two lives.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they like this version better.
Oh, for sure.
I like this version better.
Accountable, responsible, reliable,
Yeah.
like dependable.
Yeah, and I'm not
Valuable.
perfect, man. Like I still judge and I get rageful sometimes. You know, like
Yeah.
to be honest, when I first met you, I didn't really like you. I judged you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I tend to rub off on people like
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
You had a temper tantrum.
I know, right? Like that has to be my defining moment
But you
in
know
life.
what's funny? You know what's funny? It was a temper tantrum in baseball. Do you know who also has temper tantrums in baseball?
Same
All the
guy?
time? Me.
Yeah. Oh, you. No
Me.
kidding.
I'm fucking mean at baseball.
Yeah.
But when I watched you, be with your dog yesterday, how people treat animals is very important to me.
Yeah.
And I realized I was like, man, this guy ain't bad.
Yeah.
And I liked you.
That's cool.
You know, but that disease is still in there, right?
Yeah.
And these little things.
I make
know?
mistakes all the time.
Oh,
All the
yeah.
time. Like as soon as like the whole like I got a problem with like wanting to be with someone in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
The dating thing.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I just finished talking with Jen about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to go see the director. I'm like, listen, I'm an idiot. I got problems.
Yeah.
I choose to do things sometimes. And
Yeah.
I got to remember, it's not just me that's affected by my choices.
Yeah.
Do
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. There's a work in progress, right? Like,
Yeah.
not everything's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. A lot of people go through, like, the stuff that you were just talking about, trials and tribulations in life. I seem to create my own more often than not. Like,
Lots of us do. Why me? Well, because you did A, B, C,
C and D and E, and you expected Z not to
Yeah.
come at the end.
Yeah,
Like, what are you
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
I
you
know.
never know, man. It's the difference between self-will and God will, right?
I honestly believe this, though. If I'm responsible enough to take accountability for my part in it, no matter what, I'm going to learn from something. I'm going to learn something from it. I have to.
Maybe it's not happening right now because that's self-will, and God's will would be, you know, maybe He wants you to be fully available when your daughter comes to live with you.
Right. Maybe. It could be a possibility.
Never know.
I never really put that into perspective. Fuck you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, no.
He's smart.
She's a smart one. That's it. So we are getting close. So I just wanted to see if there's a message, something that you may want to say to anybody struggling, if you have somebody specific in mind and whatever, or just a general idea of what you maybe know now that you might have wanted to hear back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
I know.
'Cause
On the
it's like-
spot.
Well, because I do better now at meeting people where they're at.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people may not be ready to hear this message, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Hit it.
Be humble.
Yeah.
You don't fucking know everything.
Yeah.
Do what people say, because the proof is right there. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Just show up.
I used to never believe them.
I know.
30 years on the mic, eh?
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
I say that all the time to
Yeah.
people. I'm like, the only reason why you think someone's lying
Yeah.
or it's not attainable
Yeah.
is because you don't have the motivation, the drive, or the aspirations to do it just yet.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Just
It's also just being closed-minded. Right?
yeah, all you have to do is sit in the chair and it'll happen.
Mhm.
If you keep showing up and sitting in the chair, eventually
Yeah.
some shit's going to happen.
And wherever that chair is,
Yeah.
it's cool with me.
Right? That's what I said too about these different programs. I'm like, I honestly believe that no matter what, if you're looking for help, you'll find it no matter where you are.
Yeah.
You have to apply yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
You just
have,
got to show up.
and with humility, like you just said.
Yeah.
Beef up
Because the
and
program will do the rest, right?
That's right, yeah.
I know. I mean,
Willingness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I look at my brother, and that's why I believe in God.
With Wayne?
Yep.
Yeah, no, we've gotten close over the years and quite a story.
There's no fucking way
Yeah.
that he did that by himself.
Oh, no, and he says that too.
No, like I don't think I saw it.
Yeah.
I lived it.
Well,
There's
okay,
no-
so I work with people that are currently doing what your
Yeah.
brother has done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But like for 15 years he did that, right?
Right.
And it was just so for me, like it was like I said, it started with weather, and
Mm-hmm.
then it started with karma,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh okay, something's been there this whole time. When I saw how long my brother had and how beautiful,
He's had 7 years now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
how beautiful he is inside and out though, because it's not just a clean time; it's like his spirit.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's God.
I know, he got mad at me yesterday at baseball, and I seen this little switch, and he's just like, hey, I've said this, and then he came back at me, like, a couple minutes later, and he was like, generally like letting it out, right?
Yeah.
And I could see, I'm like, yeah, he still has the ability to like be firm. I'm like,
Yeah, for like maybe 10 minutes.
yeah, exactly. And then he's like, listen, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
I'm sorry for how it's
Yeah, but without having to say that, because we're on like we understand.
Yeah.
I know, I love you, brother. I do.
And that's someone who has every excuse to use.
Yeah. Did I tell you he's my NA sponsor?
He told me yesterday.
Yeah. So
congratulations.
Yeah. So
You got a good one.
I gotta keep contacting though. I have this thing in me where I'm like, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't need to hear. No, he needs to hear from me. Right.
I guess that's my message. Pick up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
You should make a commitment to call him today.
Actually, I'm going to. Yeah, fuck it. Right after this podcast, I'm
There
going to
you
call
go.
him. On the roof?
You see, I had like the best podcast guest I've ever had.
Yeah.
And guess what? She's your sister.
I will hit him with it. Yeah. Stay tuned next week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to go viral. Could you imagine this is the one that blows up? Yeah, would that be cool?
Oh, that would be just my luck.
Well, okay, so we're going to conclude this episode of Hours of Clarity. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the wonderful stuff. And thank you, Kelsey, for coming on. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
We hugging at me.
Okay. Today's the day. I really appreciate the message.
You're welcome.